Hello digital friends, and welcome to this video.
Okay, just kidding. It was not that bad. After my last skateboard adventure where I learned the ollie while riding, I had to take quite a long break because I tore the ligament of my ankle. If you want to watch this video, just click here. Since I was a little boy, I wanted to be able to do the kickflip. And now I'm 33 years old and I still can't do it. So it is time to finally learn how to do the kickflip. Like I told you already in the last video, you can win something. And it's in this box.
For more information, please stay tuned till the end of this video.
By the way, if you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing to this channel or leave a like or a comment. It helps me a lot and it's absolutely free. Okay, my friends, without further ado, let's see how fast I can learn the kickflip. Let's start with day one. The first day I started to get used to the skateboard again. I tried a few ollies and some were okay, some not. Then I tried to learn some basic tricks like the frontside 180, the shove it, or the drop-in. Even though I was afraid of hurting myself again in the beginning, it went really well and I managed to do a reasonably clean frontside 180. A good stationary shove it. And I also managed to drop in on different quarter pipes. Yes, the first day was pretty satisfying and I was confident that I would learn the kickflip quickly. I was damn wrong. On the second day I got up early to skate before work. It was super cold and after warming up with some ollies and other tricks, I wanted to start with the kickflip training right away. Even though I almost castrated myself, I could already make the board spin and it felt possible. I was highly motivated and would have liked to train more, but unfortunately I only had an hour before I had to go to work. I tried a few kickflips and it was quite promising. I can flick the board, but I think I'm afraid to land back on the board right now. This will be a long journey, guys. On the third day it was even colder than on the second day and it was also quite foggy. I will try to do the kickflip today. This is my plan. Hopefully I can do it. So kickflip today would be so nice. It is so cold. Oh, there's ice on the bench. Oh my gosh. It looks quite scary out here. After a little warm-up, I started practicing immediately. By the way, I made about 100 attempts per day, and yes, I even lost weight during this challenge. Nevertheless, I did not manage to land a kickflip that day. My legs were hurting pretty much because of the unusual strain, so I decided to take a day off. It seems so easy, but in reality it is really hard. It seems impossible, but let's go. On the fourth day, it went better and better. And it felt like I was about to land a kickflip. I tried it again and again, and towards the end of this training, this happened. This was probably the ugliest kickflip in human history. I was about to say that this kickflip could count, but after looking at the footage and seeing that the board was turning 90 degrees and I fell off quite quickly after the landing, I decided not to let it count. What do you think? Do you think it should count? Just write it down in the comments. Nevertheless, I was absolutely sure that I got the hang of it and that it would work on the next day. The painful truth was that this first kickflip was more luck than skill, and it was going to get pretty frustrating from now on. On the next days, to be more precise on days 5 to 8, everything got worse. I couldn't land a single kickflip, the board didn't spin properly, my technique was not existing, and I had no feeling of improvement. It was depressing, and I knew that I had to change something. I looked at dozens of tutorials and compared them with my shots. I collected all the knowledge from all the videos and wrote a list of things that I need to consider to clean up my technique and to get one step closer to the kickflip. Step 1. Tighten your trucks. My trucks were set very soft, which made it much harder for a beginner like me to keep balance on the board. Step 2. Find a foot position. Yes, you should find just one foot position and then never change it. In the beginning I changed my foot position all the time, which made me flick the board differently. Step 3. Flick consistently. Always try to flick in the same direction and find the right amount of force to flick the board. Step 4. Weight distribution. I only noticed this by chance because this point was not mentioned in any tutorial. It is about the posture and the movement of the arms during the trick, and that makes a huge difference. Look at how I move my arms in this video. I hold my arms behind my body while I bend my knees, and when I jump it looks pretty cramped. Instead, you should put your arms in front of your body first and only pull them back when you jump off. That was one of the most important things I learned. Step 5. Pop your board. Yes, you should always pop your board. If the tail of the board does not pop, the board will always fly forward and it will not reach enough height to turn properly. Step 6. Jumping straight. I often scooped the board unconsciously with my back foot. This made the board spin, and since I wanted to learn a regular kickflip and not a varial kickflip, this movement was wrong. Step 7. Tuck and land. Jump high enough and pull your legs up so the board has enough room to turn. Land with both feet on the board and stay on it. If you think about it, that all of these steps have to be done correctly within 1.5 seconds, you realize how difficult and complex this trick actually is. With the necessary knowledge in my pockets and the last bit of motivation I could find, I started the next session. And what can I say? It worked. My attempts on day 9 felt better, somehow more consistent, and I was a few times close to finally landing the kickflip. After 1.5 hours, my strength was gone, but I finally saw improvement and was looking forward to the next day. On the 10th day, I tried to stick exactly to all steps and overcome my fear of landing with both legs on the board. And after a few promising attempts, it finally happened. My first real kickflip, and yes, it wasn't the best one, but it felt awesome. Well, they say that you have to practice 10,000 hours to master a skill. So what I learned are the basics, the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. I was able to do a kickflip after 10 days, 10 hours, and in about 1,000 tries. To land the kickflip, with every attempt, I need much more practice. But I hope I could inspire and motivate you to try it. And even though I got some bruises and I destroyed not only one pair of shoes, but 2 of them, it's worth it. But now to the giveaway I've mentioned in the beginning. Let me grab this box. You can win this signed Revive deck. It is signed by Andrew Schrock and Brian Ambs from Revive Skateboards, who managed to inspire me with their YouTube channel and make me start skateboarding again. The link to the Revive is in the description. Also in the package you will find 2 grip tapes and also a few stickers. So what do you have to do to win this? All you have to do is subscribe to this channel and leave a comment that includes a trick which you think that I should learn next. Okay, my friends, thanks a lot for watching, and please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and destroy the subscribe button if you want to support me. See you in the next video.